Hi everybody, this is Sam. So I'm going to go into something that needs to be brought up and talked about. It has to deal with creational purposes of self. So when we're focused on our flaws, our problems, our sicknesses, all these things, you just create more of that the more you worry, the more you're concerned. It's okay to worry. It's okay to be aware of those problems. But what you can do is just say, be healed, be healed, be healed. Or find out, why is that happening? Or start thinking deeply, what was the purpose of this being there? And then if you know the answer right away, that you think it's because of a certain situation, then think, why do I think it's because of that? Who's making me believe that? Where do I get that belief from? And is it healthy for me? Is it productive? Is it right? Is it correct? And it's about following what your heart tells you to do and what you're okay and productively feeling in your heart that you physically, emotionally, and mentally can really comprehend, or at least try to, and put together and just do something. So many people talk about channeling and talk about how they're able to just see things and manifest and connect. So I'm going to do something that I haven't really done before. So this is going to be very different. I'm going to go into a focus that is so strong. And then eventually when I feel comfortable to, I'll go back doing the Samuel and Steve situation, where I'm two different people, but it's me playing the two different people that are basically my name, just in separate forms. One is Steve, one is Samuel, and Stephen happens to be connected to my actual legal name. But what is really interesting is we want to look at both of this stuff, and my ministry ID and information confirm that. So I have that information personally. And so what it is we are all connected, and everybody is everybody, different lifetimes. So whatever you do to me or to others, you're only doing it to your circumstances. And if you harm another, harm will come to you in the lifetime you're in from the residual harm you did to the other version of you. That's why Christ and Peacemaker said, do not do things unto others you don't want to have happen to you in your current lifetime, or to affect your future lifetimes, your children, your family. They could be you too. So whatever is done to you could affect them, or it could go towards them for you residually doing it to someone. And someone's pain causes someone else to be in pain because of the pain, and then they make mistakes or cause harm, and then that causes something to happen to you and your children through that connection eventually. And you don't want that. That's why they say be careful of karma, be careful of bad deeds and stealing, because it will come at you, and it will come at you 10 to 1,000 folds more than you ever wanted. Now, I don't do this to fear you or to scare you. I give this information. That's just how it works. And it's because every system is connected, and some love the pain, but this isn't about sharing love. When you share harm, you get equally harm that isn't enjoyable to you. So something that you don't want to happen will happen because you manifested to cause harm to another individual. You promoted you said, oh, that's what I want. I'm promoting it to another, so that's what I'm going to get to me. That's why I do everything for free as much as possible, because first of all, to me, that's what we should be doing for healing and blessings. And then I contribute funds as well to services or connections that help me and benefit my needs and my health and my upbringing. And then if I find out that someone has done something with that, I usually try to let it be known, not for my sake necessarily, but to help others mostly. That's my focus, so it doesn't happen to another, because I'm more concerned about what it could happen to the collective, not just myself. So it does matter what happens to me. It does matter what happens to you. It does matter. And so we need to get into the point that you matter in the heart. And everybody matters in the heart. Everybody, no matter what they physically look like, no matter what you think they are, and what the purpose of certain looks or requirements or what you think should be looked like or be, is about the heart. And then once you've healed all their harmful situations, you're going to see them at a different level than what you currently see them as. You're going to see amazing changes by providing the things that you didn't know they required. But if you did know they required it and you've been holding it from them, then provide it to them immediately and provide more. Provide exactly what they fully need, not what you think they fully need. It's about what they actually need. And if you can't do that, then bless that it can, because you can through blessing. Everybody can when you do the collective connection. And so this is what we're gonna go towards. So I'm gonna do something I haven't done, and it's gonna get a little weird, but I have not done this. And I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, everybody, so I just set the timer. For those of you that are focusing on my appearance in any way, of my mouth or anything, the yellow is actually turmeric. It's healing my skin and my system to protect me from certain situations, and it's been working. It's been pretty impressive, actually. So let's go into this. Okay, so I'm not going to channel because I don't really know much how to do that. I used to pretend when I was in my religion that you get discernment and you speak through the gifts of tongues, and maybe I did, maybe I have been able to, I don't know. But now I try to be a little bit more practical and honest. I don't try to pretend to be anything that I'm not, or pretend that I'm hearing voices or hearing those things. I hear responses, which is very rare, but not rare. And it doesn't happen all at once. But now it's more of just a thought agreement of connection, and some of it I wonder where it's coming from. Whether it is coming from military connections, or voices, or programs, or galactic forces, or whatever that others say exists. I have seen angel beings. I have felt peace and powerful experiences, and I have seen miracles and reverses and protections, which is really cool when I've seen that. But one of the biggest things I've done is I've quantum leaped, and I'm always in my mind seeing through people's collective connection in my mind. So if I close my eyes and I think about something, it will usually try to put stuff in my mind that is maybe things that I've been watching or things I'm going to watch. And so I see it before I even get drawn to it. So it's like showing me the future, that I'm going to see something, well, I'm going to be drawn to it, and then I do. Even if I'm not trying to, it shows up, or something similar shows up because of the image that was put in there. And it's usually because I'm connected to the collective of others, and I realize that it's possibly because I'm connected to the oversoul connections to, I would say, to the field as a B-negative blood, which is the divine being. So angel training is what one of my friends has told me. But I think it's more, I notice that it's more than that. I've been quantum jumping. It is that, but it's also other things too I've caught on to, where I'm jumping into other people's bodies' experiences in real time. So I'm going to close my eyes. This is where it gets a little bit strange. I'm not going to do it very long because I got a timer running. But I'm going to focus on this because it's very intense for me, and it's very different than what I've really normally have experienced. So here we go. I'm going to tell you what I see when I close my eyes. if I see anything. And I don't want you or anybody to try to plant or do anything in my mind. If you do, that will affect your lifetime and everybody's. Unless it's positive and focused for me to have the desired outcome I wish. My dream board, my vision board, my desires. If you're going to do that. But right now I'm just trying to see if the universe is wanting me to see anything particular. So it's good to breathe in the nose. And I don't have a vivid way of seeing things. Sometimes it's from people using technology, trying to do beam weapons or other things and plant images and knowledge, but usually it's a connection. And I may not see anything. Oh, I'm seeing an eagle, bald eagle type, but different. It looks a little bit different than it kind of has an attitude with its eyes and its beak. First it was curved, then it's smaller. Yeah, lots of birds flying out their head feathers and then their wings. Smaller bird now. Now I don't necessarily see any colors for anything. This is like me watching a television show or a flat screen. It's not a 3D version or anything. It's not in color. I'm seeing the filled yellow color of kind of like a fuzzy light connection to some of these images that are just kind of we're overlapping or with it. Trying to see it for what it really is and not for what my mind and imagination wants to see or connect these with. Seems like it's trying to feel like it's a star energy with tentacle connections of energy flaring about, but not really. I'm not seeing that. It's more of a energetic observation of possible. I might do another video on this. Something with a coffin or an opening like a coffin. It's probably connected to other shows that I've watched where Mr. Beast and others was buried alive and different stuff. Memory, residual memory. But sometimes when you watch other things, other memories in your subconscious will try to tell you things or connect you with people that are going through other things or that connect with it to probably tell you or advise you about some change or to manifest a new direction of ideas and focuses, or you that have gotten drawn to this have been watching similar stuff that I've been drawn to, so our energies are matching because of our mutual experiences. Doesn't mean that we're both equals or agree on the same things or watch the same ideas or have the same ideas. It's just we were all conditioned in it. Seeing some form of wall, like cement wall, but I don't know if it's cement or not. It's trying to curve into a bowl, almost like I'm looking at a wall or a tombstone wall place, but not. Seems like there was snow caked around it. Now it's kind of fallen away and just cement, but there's a curve to it in the stonework or the cement type, whatever I'm looking at, and it's like at an angle. I'm not even seeing it first. I'm seeing it like it's to the left of me, but there. I can straighten it. Now it's straightened. Now it's giving me a different eye look. But now I'm trying to not look at the image or imagine it, and I'm seeing that the colors of my lights in my eyes are trying to implant or do black connections to make me see that connection within my imagination. Seems like there's energies trying to get me to see that. Now those energies, a little bit different. It just turned into a yin and yang energy. But like an eye. Whoa. I have to keep pulling back out of it, and then it seems like someone's trying to wink with their devious but tired eye. Not really devious, just tired. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing an eye. That's big. It keeps winking at me like it's a tired, I don't know if it's a person. It seems like a person's eye, but I don't see really any colors. Now it's changing to different form. A marble, like, okay, now that's kind of going away. It's almost like it's trying to direct me to follow and look in different places within my mind. And to look down or look up or look over to the left of the whole screen to maybe miss certain things that are there. So it's like over. Seems like the back where I go, it seems like there is a world like a lake and a sun set with the big lake, or maybe on an island or different stuff. Seen someone at that was at that riverside or connection. Interesting. It keeps changing. For me, it changes really fast, but I just kind of see a valley. See, this is how artists are. We see these things, and we can, if we're able to paint it or draw or sketch what we saw, it would be really cool, really amazing. I'm not the best at that. I can sketch to a degree, but to see the whole imagery is so difficult to give the right connection to what you're seeing. But it seems like I'm connecting, maybe quantum leaped now into someone. So I'm in someone else's collective mindsets, multiple beings. And I'm just seeing what they're seeing at their lake house or their place. I'm seeing some form of outhouse. But I jump into different people, and so I keep going into different people having different home structures. Because they were implanted in us by watching the movies and the shows that we've watched. Very intense. Wow, this one's getting a little more vivid than I was planning on it to. Also, if you do this with your thumb, you can get your brain and your pineal gland to operate. And then it gives you insight more. You can see things more vividly, usually. You can also do this. Certain doctors or different people on YouTube or other people have brought this up, but I learned this at non-medicine hospitals too. Pretty cool. I'm going to stop just for a moment. Yeah, I completely got out of it really fast because I want to see what time we got, because I'm not sure if my timer is going to work or not. This is kind of a go back in. See, I knew it was going to go off soon. I have an extra sensory where I know when a timer is going to end. I don't know how I connect with that, but somehow about 95% of the time, let's say, usually about 97, 98% of the time, I'm either 3 minutes early to a 5-minute mark of a timer, or I'm right on a few seconds or so of the timer, just like I just was. I recognize it's just like right before it's going to end. And I just automatically know. And it's because I've raised my vibration. I have higher protection Turmeric is really good to have because it protects your system and it heals your gums and your body system, helps your brain more. Turmeric connects with your brain system and pineal gland. And beings hate being around it. But yes, it does make your hands yellow, and it's hard to get it off. It's like it stains. It's a coloring type of plant powder, and it gets into every, like, it's hard to wash it off or get it off. But it's good because it's a natural form of powder, or it heals the atmosphere. It's very high vibed for your brain system. It functions you very well. So when you see people that have orange skin or yellowy skin connection and people make fun of them, that's because they're trying to get their brain and their body at high levels of communication. And for me, I just have it naturally within my foods. I put it in my foods a lot, and sometimes it gets on my face and I have to somehow get it off. But it's like, but why should I? Why should we need to? Because really what it is just going to seep into your skin, your body system, go into your brain. And it's better than metals going in your brain and your body system, because you don't want that. You don't want mercury and all of those other things in your system. Why would you do that in your teeth and your body system? And they have their reasons, but it's to keep you away from being connected to source. Even if they don't know that that's why they're being told to do it. Even though their studies are telling them because this is just what you do to help cavities. No. People aren't thinking, and they just go by what gives them profits and money. But it's changing. People are now realizing that we need to do things to actually help people. And sure, if it gives us money too to help our needs, great. But it's mostly something that needs to help people. If we find out it doesn't over time, then we need to stop it and do something else and move on to a different and stop that other product. But while it's working, enjoy it, appreciate it, make sure you're doing studies to question it, just in case it's not something that should be good. But yeah, natural oils and other stuff, I do a ton of that. I do a lot of meditation and healing, but it's just amazing thing. Yeah, I've been eating these specially made brownies that are with it's with lavender oil and peppermint oil, and then I have turmeric powder, and I have brownie mix and other stuff that is a plant-based version called Namaste. And I go for that kind of stuff that is plant, raw, vegan as possible, or less chemical, cruelty-free, all of that, vegan, because that's high vibed. And the animals are eating it, and it's giving them all the nutrition they need by eating the source of the plants. So why can't we get source of the plants like they can, but they're getting nutrition by what they're eating? Why can't we do the same off the land? We can, and we should. And what's happened is they've raped the land and messed with the lands and stuff, so animals that are surviving in the wild are having to find things in a natural source to correct the other. And if they smell something they don't like, they spit it out. They push it away and they go for something else they do want. So really, this is about raising your vibration, becoming more. And so I just want to let you be aware that we're about to go into a shift. And the shift could happen between now and, I would say, by next year, September. End of September next year. So October of this year to October of next year. Some say that this October is dangerous and something's going to happen. Well, if anything happens, we'll just wake up in another reality. It's just what always occurs with the system. We'll just wake up in another timeline. And they will usually take us, wipe us, and put us on another planet, and then we just start from there, from that system again. But the awakened ones that are awakened to knowledge and awareness, we're going to wake up really fast and go back to correcting, and we're just going to be stuck in a loop system until we shift. And we need to shift rather than to being stuck. We need the truth, and it needs to be told. We can't just keep delaying this. And many of them know this because we've been looped many different times already. Seen the future, been in the future, seen what's coming, seeing what's happened, and it's going to be okay is what people want to say and think, but it will be if you feel that it will be. Blessed into being. Forgive me, forgive others, bless us all. Stop worrying about little teeny things and start focusing on your heart and your focus of life. And we are the biggest skeptics of ourselves, and then when we are skeptics of ourselves or bring up things, and others start being skeptical of the things we brought up, where they may have not noticed it before, and then now they do because you brought it up. So forgive that, forgive yourself, forgive others, and bless. So yeah, so my next video I'll do when I feel comfortable is I'll do another focus where I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. Now, I don't know what any of these images mean or what they're trying to tell me or what they're trying to promote or push, but they all have hidden meanings. They're all codes and messages. I don't like having all these codes and messages because it's irritating, because why send me these cryptic things? And others want to make it religious and make it all this way, and it's like, you know what? This is not a game to me. This is irritating. But I bless the creatures that I saw, if they exist. And I bless the people and the beings that are trying to help me in their way of communication. And it doesn't mean that I'm not open to it. I'm way open. I just, with everything that's happened to me, it needs to be done in a better, straightforward, open connection with me. And so I have to do different things different ways. And they've noticed that they've had to do that. They had to do an approach where they're physically helping and providing little clues and things, because they realize I do not catch on to it because I'm too tired to do that. Many of us are. And before I made the wrong assumptions and wrong choices and wrong awarenesses of what it was, and found out that I was tricked and messed with. So I'm a little bit skeptical, but I'm still open in my heart, and I love and I care. But many want to compartmentalize that it has to be done this way, that way, you have to respond that way. There is no right or wrong with connection. The connection will help you in your easiest, fastest way you need it in. It knows how stubborn your ego that doesn't exist is. It knows how your imaginary ego spirit self is. And so it's all about your heart. Follow your heart, forgive yourself for what you can and can't see, and what you don't know is being provided, and who and what is sending it, because it could be from a malicious source, could be from a good, it could be from many forms. So I don't try to label it as anything. If it's harmful, I stay away from it, but if it was to help me see a harmful thing to see a good thing, where it got me to, and then corrected the harmful thing right away once I saw what needed to be saw, then that's great. But if it caused triggers of other harmful issues that built up on me that I've dealt with before that they didn't realize, then they need to realize how sensitive my situation is, and how playing little games like that, it could be very detrimental to me in many other forms. And so they're catching up and they're correcting and they're starting to realize how important I really am with the collective connections that I've had. So anyway, there you go. Bless you all. Take care. And realize that you are all important in the heart. So, bless you. Take care.